Pay no attention to the pink tube behind the curtain.
So I was really trying to think of a theme to go with here on this build, and I couldn't come up with anything other than Kirbyyy. It's not really Kirbyyy themed. I've had this Beats headphone case for a long time, and I just like Kirbyyy, but just in case Nintendo like copyright strikes the hell out of me, I'm gonna be maybe using the Pink Panther or Patrick Star as a thumbnail, so if something changes, that's why. I really have no clue why that picture of the woods upside down is there. So when I first started this, I forgot that anodized aluminum can be really rough to finish. So I decided after a long, like a ton of time trying to sand this thing down to just go ahead and paint it. And I went with a metallic gray color and then clear coated it as well. So what do you guys think? Kind of reminds me of this new gray milk color they're putting on every car. Also, I use this 120 EKWB. It's like a fan mount for pumps, and yeah, so I'm putting that in the middle. Yes, I am aware that EKWB is in their villain arc of existence on the internet in current modern day, but I can't really do much about it. All I have is the EK radiator and that little pump mount thing. If anyone's curious about these fans, these are the APNX fans, the FP120s. I did a video on these. I'm trying them out. This is the first time I've actually used them, so I will let you guys know in the future how I like them. Basically, I am mounting the pump and mounting the rad to test fit everything before I start thinking about the tubes. Diet Coke. Let's talk about these two different cases. They are wildly different, of course. This is a fully enclosed case. Typically there's actually a glass panel on the back. I usually leave that off, but this is more of like a P3 style open test bench. It's by a company called Raijintek. They don't make it anymore. My friend Mel gave it to me, so I don't know which order this video is going in. So we're gonna have some fun with this. It's not gonna be just a really boring looking PC. This one came from the overly flashy era, which, you know, everyone's pumping out RGB left and right, white, you know, we have the QL fans. So I'm trying to go a little bit more mature and swap over to this more like kind of nice look there. So we're gonna rip this apart and yeah, let's just get started on that. I forgot that this case actually has a custom sized PSU, and this is not the same PSU that it comes with. Also, draining any loop is a total pain in the ass, so just be aware of that if you're gonna ever make a custom loop. It can take an hour. Alright guys, so I've taken most of this stuff apart. I have enough fittings to get the job done, but I ordered some cables from CableMod. So right now I have blue and then the stock cables that come with the PSU, which is the Thor 1200. Now these blue ones, if you look at them, they have really, really nice wires. Now this is the stock CableMod cable that you get from Asus and CableMod. Look how bad that looks. So I don't want to use the blue because I'm going with these pink tubes. The pink and the blue is just, I think it's like gonna be too much clashing going on. So I'm gonna stick with these black ones for now. I have custom ones coming that have just like a little tiny dab of blue to match the motherboard's like aqua color scheme. But yeah, so I hate to say it, but I'm gonna use these and then I'm gonna use the 4090. This is the CableMod one, so we should be good on that. The black and white will look cool. The blue ones, save them for another project. All right guys, so we're back up in the office. I moved everything back up, including the Inwin Toú. And yeah, so now I need to install the power supply. That's gonna take a little bit, and then we're gonna start bending the tubes, but I think it looks pretty good. Also, I'm running my Steam Deck as my main PC right now. Love it. Just kidding. All right guys, I'm done with the funny business. Let's bend some tubes. Just a couple of tips, really depending on what tube you use, what size, but always get the insert correct. Spend a lot of time bending it. Like, it looks like I'm doing it pretty fast here, but I was actually working that tube for probably a good 10 minutes at least. And you gotta do this over and over again, and it's a lot of trial and error. So just be really prepared for like something that could take possibly an entire weekend. Also, I did make this little Kirbyyy badge that's going to be going on the PC just to add to its Kirbyyy aesthetic, and a few other things like I replaced the Z690 with my own little badge that says Taekwondo. Alright everybody, so I made a few changes, as you can probably see, like that rear fan that's back there. So it took me a little while to get these fans to be a good temperature and noise level, but after I figured everything out, spent like 2 hours messing around with it, I got it down to perfect. I did actually swap this fan blade to the intake version, so now this is actually an intake, not an exhaust. And so we have exhaust over there, and we have one intake to blow the air over the tubes and the motherboard. And yeah, so far it's been running really good. It's nice and quiet. I'll let you guys hear. It's probably gonna be hard to even hear it, but yeah, it's whisper quiet. All right, everybody, now on to the depressing state of my life, which is not that much gaming. So I don't really do a ton of gaming. Probably about, I don't know, 95% of this computer's purpose is video editing, photo editing, and other work. I do play some occasional Call of Duty like this we're seeing right here. This game does run really well. I play it at 4K. I don't usually run max settings, but for this video, I'm actually running max settings with DLSS on quality. And we're seeing anywhere from 150 FPS all the way up to 200 FPS. And the reason why it varies so much is because a map like this versus a map like this one, you're going to see quite a big difference in the performance, where you're looking, the skybox, etc. It really depends on the situation. Now, Cyberpunk, on the other hand, runs a ton better. Right now, we are running maxed out ray tracing and DLSS quality. I am not running path tracing, and we are seeing an average of about 65 to 80 frames per second. If you go into places like Night City, it will drop quite a bit lower, and typically, even in this game, like I won't even run ray tracing because you can see over 100 FPS at 4K with this configuration, which is really nice. But yeah, so really good running game. Everyone knows Cyberpunk. And on to my last game that I occasionally play. This is Squirrel with a Gun. Imagine if Octodad, Counter-Strike, and Goat Simulator had a baby. That's pretty much like this game in a nutshell. It does push the 4090 pretty hard at 4K with all the settings maxed out. We're getting an average FPS of about 115, and it will dip down into the 80s. That being said, if you turn down just a few settings, you will get really good performance. You don't need to actually max it out. I'm just doing it for the video. Anyway, really enjoyable game. Check it out. So, what do you think, Papa? What do you think about the computer? I know. Do you have something to say? I heard you were talking crap.
Your PC builds absolutely suck and change my litter.
That's gonna do it for the video. I hope you enjoyed it. I know it's not a super crazy, long, in-depth video, but I had to get my system back up and running. My cat does like it. He said everything is cool. He also said if you guys want to subscribe and like the video and all that stuff, he said to do that. And yeah, so I'll see you guys next time. Peace.